What's up guys, Mike from Rockville, and today we are looking at the RCS350-6, which is a 350 watt 6 zone digital hybrid amplifier and receiver. Now this has 70 volt, 100 volt applications, which just means that it's perfect for cafes, restaurants, bars, lounges, school cafeterias, conference rooms, or just anywhere else that you would need a lot of speakers in different zones. I can take the power and split it up over 6 different zones, so let me show you with the demo we have set up. Alright guys, we're looking at the front of the RCS350-6. You'll notice over here it says connected Bluetooth. I have my iPhone connected. I want you to focus your attention over here. This is our zone volume knobs. So we have zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, zone 5, zone 6. In our demo, we are using zones 1 through 4. So just pay attention to that. Now what is a zone? A zone is basically taking part of the 350 watts on this amplifier, breaking it down so that you can have different speakers in different rooms controlled by their own independent volume knobs. So if we were in a house per se, I could say that zone 1 is my living room, zone 2 is my kitchen, zone 3 is a bedroom, zone 4 is a bathroom. Now one thing that is really important to note is that each zone can only have a max amount of wattage of up to 100 watts. So let's go over to zone 1 and see what we're talking about here. Alright, so we're at zone 1 right now. I have 8 JBL speakers. These are the CSS8008. Now the wiring is really cool on 70 volt speakers. All I have to do is out of zone 1 on the amplifier speaker outputs, I take my positive and my negative wire, I run them to the first speaker over here. You can actually see what I did. I run them and then it's all parallel wiring. So on this specific speaker, it gets tapped based on what you wire it to. So I want to tap this to 5 watts. I wire my positive wire to this orange wire here. My ground wire goes straight to the ground here. And then going into the next speaker, it's just parallel. So that is positive to positive, negative to negative. Now I did mention that I tapped the speaker at a specific wattage. I have them all tapped out at 5 watts, which means each speaker, each of the 8 speakers is only seeing 5 watts coming through it. 5 watts, 8 speakers, 40 watts for zone 1. Let's go look at zone 2 really quick. So zone 2, I have, again, JBL speakers. These are the CSS8004. You'll notice they're a little smaller, a little more compact, but it's the same deal. I have them wired in parallel all to each other, and I wired the orange and the black wire to my main speaker output, which just means I'm tapping each speaker at 5 watts. Now in zone 2, I have 12 speakers. They're all seeing 5 watts, which means the total for zone 2 is 60 watts. Now zone 3 is really cool. We have some PV Impulse 5C speakers. So in this case, I have these wall mountable speakers. You can see they have a wall bracket. On this one, it actually has binding post, and the tap actually happens over here. I just set it to what I want. So here I have it tapped at 7.5 watts. So I have 3 speakers tapped to 7.5 watts, which brings us to a total of 22.5 watts. This is our last zone. We have 2 JBL Control 65 pendant speakers, and I can tap them at higher wattages than any of the other speakers. Both of these can be tapped out at a maximum of 60 watts for a 70 volt system. 60 plus 60 would bring you to 120 watts. So what I did was something very interesting. I tapped this at 60 watts, and this speaker I actually tapped at 30 watts, which is another really cool thing about 70 volt is you can tap different speakers at different wattages. So 60 watts, 30 watts, that's a total of 90 watts for zone 4. And if we want to add up all of our zones really quick, in zone 1 we had 40 watts, in zone 2 we had 60 watts, over here in zone 3 we had 22.5 watts, and in zone 4 we had 90 watts, which brings us to a grand total of 212.5 watts, which is perfectly fine because we have 350 watts on our RCS350-6. And let's actually play some music. This is zone 1. I'm going to start bringing it up. So that's just zone 1. Let me bring in zone 2 now. I'm going to turn off zone 1, bring in zone 2. That's zone 2. Really cool. I just have that flexibility to control what zone I'm playing at what volume. I'm going to turn off zone 2, and I'm going to bring up zone 3. Alright, I'm going to turn off zone 3, head over to zone 4, and let's see what that sounds like. Cool. Now I'm going to bring in all the different zones. So zone 4 is on. Let me bring in zone 3. Can you hear it? Let me bring in zone 2 now. And that zone 1 is also brought in. So that's what 25 speakers sound like. I have them all on their own controllable zones, so I can set each zone to its own volume. So hopefully from that demo you were able to see just how versatile and easy to use 70-volt system is. Perfect if you're designating different zones for different rooms in your commercial property or even your home. It just gives you that flexibility to have a perfect sound in each room without worrying about having to do a crazy expensive install. Now I do want to mention there is another way that you can control each of the zones, and that's if you route a zone off of the back of the amp into a wall switch controller, which you can then install into the wall of the room that you are calling that zone, and you can control the volume then off the wall switch there instead of having to do it on the amp itself. Let's go through the rest of the system now, starting with the front plate. So right away you'll notice rack ears on the side because this system again is rack mountable, and you'll see 2 spaces here to install handles. Alright, so right next to the power on and off switch we have our nice Bluetooth MP3 module here with an LCD display. Right now I'm connected through Bluetooth, but it also has SD input, so I can take an SD card and plug it in. I can also input via USB, so I can plug in a USB stick here. Right next to the Bluetooth module, you'll notice that there is a mic input at the bottom over here. If I raise mic volume 1, and this goes hand in hand with the chime button.
The food is ready at table 6.
There are 3 different volume knobs for each of the mics. There's also an additional 2 microphones on the back, and the 2 microphones on the back actually get affected by echo down here. So there's a repeat control, a speed control, and then a master amount of dry to wet for the echo. Moving along past, you'll see there's a line 1 volume and a line 2 volume. That is actually to control the RCA line inputs on the back of the device. 2-band EQ here with bass and treble knob. Then we have an MP3 volume which controls all the inputs that are coming through the MP3 Bluetooth module here. And then we have an overall master volume. And as we mentioned already, these are all the zone volume controls. Alright, on the back we have an FM antenna here, which is for the radio part. 2 mic inputs. We have 2 RCA line inputs. Then we have RCA line outputs. Over here we have our speaker outputs. So we have direct speaker outputs. But if I want to split all the watts into different zones, I'm going to go down here and wire each zone to its respective terminals. So I have the wiring for zone 1 here, zone 2 here, zone 3 here, 4, and then I have 5 and 6 over here. Then you'll notice a fan over here to keep the system cool. We include a remote which you can also control some of the functionality on this system with. I also do want to point out that we built in a clipping limiter to protect your amp from overheating. Our main goal with the RCS series of hybrid amplifiers and receivers was to allow people to install 70-volt systems without spending thousands of dollars on contractors and just installs. Whether you want to use it in your business, in your conference room, or your office, or if you have a restaurant and you want to just have different places, or maybe you just want to take it home and use it for personal use and have different zones equal different rooms. So if you're looking for a powerful, versatile, and easy to install multi-zone 70-volt hybrid amplifier and receiver for your commercial or home use, look no further than the RCS350-6 by Rockville. If you liked what you saw in this video, leave a like and a comment in the comment section below. As always guys, I am Mike from Rockville. I will see you next time.
Video Shopping Network, an Amazon affiliate. To see this product on Amazon, click the link in the video description below. You'll be able to see current pricing, product reviews, and any special deals. Desktop users should see the Amazon quick link below the video. Mobile users will need to click the little down arrow below the video first.